Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome to I Think Chelsea. Today we'll have under the microscope Ousmane Dembele deal and Matthias de Ligt possible deals. So let's go. So guys, let's start defenders. Today we have in the curtain Matthias de Ligt from Juventus. We all know that Chelsea will be having some major issues with defenders this summer, and we have to sign players. There's no going around it. Defenders have to be signed because we'll be losing Azpilicueta, who plays right centre back and right wing back and left wing back for the club at times. We also will be losing Marcos Alonso, and I also think we'll be losing Milan Sarr. I don't know why anybody is talking about. Nobody talks about Milan Sarr leaving, but I personally think Milan Sarr will be leaving the club. So when I look at it, we're gonna have to spend some big money. There's no going around it. It's a fact. And one of the players that have recently come up as a target for Chelsea is Matthias de Ligt, mainly because of the pressure he's currently now putting on his club, Juventus. He reportedly told Juventus the only way he's signing a new contract is if the release clause is lower to a more reasonable price, which will more than likely bring it down into Chelsea's affordability area, probably like 70 million or 80 million, thereabout. So he wants that to be reduced so he can move on to a new club if Juventus continues to lag behind the Serie A champions, second place and third, because it's 2 years now straight that they are coming fourth in the league, and he's not too happy about it. He wants Juventus to show some ambition, and guess what? Right now Juventus is losing Dybala on a free. They may be signing Pogba on a free, so they basically replaced one superstar with another. However, Juventus do not have the money to spend to improve that squad wholesale. So you can see why Matthias de Ligt is not too happy. And bear in mind, guys, this guy is still young. He's 22 years old right now. So he's still really young. We have to sign 2 defenders this summer. And if we're going to sign Jules Koundé for like £42 million up front, plus add-ons, and we can get Matthias de Ligt for like 80, because right now Juventus don't really have a chance because the player's running out of contract in 2 years. If they don't reduce the cost regardless, he's not going to sign, and then he's going to leave on a free when he's 24. So he's still young. He could possibly leave on a free at the age of 24 and go to a big club and still make it. So at the end of the day, Juventus wouldn't want to lose this player on a free because they're in a financial bind themselves. Not as bad as Barcelona, but still in a bind. So we can look at this as an opportunity to say, yo, we give you 70 million this summer for Matthias de Ligt. What do you say? And then, you know, and I would really want this to happen. It's something I have thought about. I'll push this deal, to be honest with you, because we're gonna need defenders. Because let's do the maths. We're gonna have Thiago Silva, who will be 38 this next season. We have Trevor Chalobah, who's the other centre back. So technically, we only have 2 centre backs from last season in our squad. So Levi Colwill might be coming back. We don't know if Thomas Tuchel will like him. So that's 3. Say we sign Jules Koundé, that's 4. We're gonna need another one because we play 3 centre backs. We play with 3 centre backs. So we're gonna need another centre back to make 5. So we have to sign somebody. So I think Matthias de Ligt would be a perfect sign, because if you sign him, he can play in the middle, he can play on the left. So if we sign him and Koundé, and we have Chalobah, Thiago, and Levi Colwill, and Azpilicueta if he stays or goes, that would be a really good centre back lineup. So I endorse the deal. I would push that forward. I really like Matthias de Ligt, as I said before. So boom. Okay, that's enough about Matthias de Ligt. Now we move on to Ousmane Dembele. This is an exciting story, so let's get into it. The head honcho Thomas Tuchel has given his verdict on the French winger Ousmane Dembele. The extraordinary winger was playing under the German head coach in 2017 at Borussia Dortmund, where he was crowned the assist king of the Bundesliga. This fine form led to Barcelona splashing over £126 million on the extraordinary winger to acquire his services to replace Neymar Jr., who had left for PSG that same summer. Dembele has been in the media headlines a lot for the past few months as the world has discovered that the player will not be re-signing for Barcelona. Despite the fact that Xavi really wants to keep the player in Catalonia, the Barcelona hierarchy has not been able to agree a new contract with the winger. Hence, clubs are alerted to the fact that the player is available and are circling like sharks in order to acquire the services of the French man. So PSG and Chelsea have emerged as the main frontrunners for the signature for Ousmane Dembele. PSG is linked to the player due to the main friendship that Ousmane Dembele has with Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe's contract that he signed just a few weeks ago gives him, let's say, some viewpoints, or he gets to put in his perspective on new signings. And one of the players that he wants to come to the club is his best friend, Ousmane Dembele. However, PSG's new sporting director, Luis Campos, does not see Ousmane Dembele as a perfect fit for PSG. Hence, he has vetoed a move for the Barcelona star, and now Chelsea now have a free hit at Ousmane Dembele. And the report goes on that Chelsea might be able to sign the player as early as next week, as we have agreed a 4-year contract with the player with wages worth up to $300,000 per week. I know that some of the fan base does not want to sign Ousmane Dembele due to his injuries. He has missed 102 games, suffering 16 injuries over his entire career at Barcelona. But the thing is, Thomas Tuchel loves this player. Thomas Tuchel has described this player as the most talented player that he has ever coached. And bear in mind, he has coached Mbappe and he has coached Neymar. So there must be something there. He must have some idea what the player will do, what he can offer the club. And to be honest, guys, look at it this way. Our players do not offer what Ousmane Dembele offers. Come on, which player do we have that can pass the ball really well, can dribble really well, and can create space for himself and his teammates? None of the players that we have do this except Callum Hudson-Odoi, but he doesn't do it on a more consistent basis as Ousmane Dembele. Because if you look at it, Ziyech is a really good pass off the ball, but he's not good at creating space. He relies on his teammates to create the space for him. He's not particularly good at dribbling in the Premier League, but you know, he's a really good player for us regardless. When you look at Christian Pulisic, he's really good at dribbling, but he's not that good at passing and creating space for his other teammates. So you can look at Timo Werner, who is really good at creating space for himself and his teammates with his dynamic runs, his movement of the ball, his pace in behind. So he's really good at stretching the play. You understand? So when you look at it that way, we don't have any player that actually does what Ousmane Dembele does on a consistent basis. So in my opinion, let's go get it, Chelsea. Let's go get it done. So what are my thoughts and opinions on this deal? I believe that Chelsea should go and sign Ousmane Dembele, and I will be really excited if we can sign Ousmane Dembele next week, because I want this to be done and dusted as quick as possible, because this player is on a free, he's a talented player, and any club can come in for him at any time. Barcelona might up their deal, and then the player might stay, or Real Madrid might come in and because they want an Mbappe replacement because they didn't get Mbappe, or Man City might say, oh, I fancy a little bit of Ousmane Dembele, or Liverpool might come in and say they want to put him as a replacement for Sadio Mane because they want Christian Pulisic, and I don't think they're getting Christian Pulisic, so they would have to move on to some other target, and Ousmane Dembele would be a really good target for them. So I want the club to hurry up and get this deal done and dusted, complete, done, signed, sealed and delivered. I want to see him next week in the Chelsea shirt with the big 3 in the middle. I want to see that next week as Todd Bowley's first signing for Chelsea Football Club. Okay guys, I want to take this time out to thank you guys for the support that you have given me so far. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing and all that, and the support has been so good so far. So let's continue to push forward. I hope to start releasing videos a little bit more frequently, and also I like to get some other persons on the channel. So let's go forward, let's support the thing, guys. Boom.